Hare Krishna. Welcome back to the meeting. Let us continue. So, in Chennai, Srila Prabhupada was very much liked by the Chief Justice, Mr. Veerasamy. So, almost every day that Prabhupada was there, he was either visiting him or Prabhupada was visiting the Chief Justice's house. And he developed a great liking to the baby Saraswati, the child of Shyam Sundar and Malati Mataji. And he gave a nice gift of one Krishna statue, silver statue, about 6 inches tall. He gave it to the baby. But Srila Prabhupada thought this is a very expensive gift and it should not be left in the hand of a child. So Prabhupada took it and instead he made a almost likeness of that another deity and Prabhupada kept it with him. And when he saw the Chief Justice, he explained, I have taken that silver deity from her and I am going to give her a new deity. Okay. So it all happened in one hall. Prabhupada was sitting, Chief Justice was sitting, all the devotees of Prabhupada were sitting, and suddenly the baby Saraswati entered. And she said, where is Krishna? She looked at everyone and said, where is Krishna? In great anxiety. And she asked Prabhupada also, where is Krishna? So Prabhupada said, have you looked everywhere? So the girl searched the whole room and look under the sofa, the cushion, you remove the cushion and see. So the girl removed the cushion. Then she said, Krishna is not there. Then she went into the cupboard and she searched every nook and corner and she was going everywhere restlessly. And Prabhupada was watching this. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? She's searching. And Srila Prabhupada started singing one shloka from Shadgoswami Ashtakam. Can anyone remember? Any of you have heard this Shadgoswami Ashtakam?
Vande Rupa Sanatana.
Yeah.
In
one particular. Acha, now we have 7 participants. Some 2, 3 are out. Should you tell them to join?
I already told Prabhuji. I called her Prabhu.
Okay. So there is one shloka called He Radhe Vraja Devi Ke Chalalite He Nanda Suno Kuta Shri Govardhana Kalpapata Patale Kalindi Vanye Kuta Goshanta Vidhi Sarvada Vrajapure Kedair Mahavihvalau Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. Like that, in this song, Srinivasacharya is describing what the Shadgoswamis are doing. And what they are doing is, they are going everywhere in the Vrindavan, Govardhan area, and they are always shouting, Hey Radhe, Brajadevike, Lalite, where are you? Hey Krishna, where are you gone? Like that, they are searching for them everywhere. The Goswamis never say, we have seen Krishna. They don't say like that. They don't claim, we have seen Krishna. But the mood is always, they are searching for Krishna. So, as Saraswati is searching like that and practically crying, when Prabhupada sang this song, then the devotees realized the mood of pure devotee. What is the mood of a pure devotee? He doesn't think, I have seen Krishna, Krishna is with me always. Like that, they don't think. But they are always missing Vipralamba. They are always hankering for seeing and associating with Krishna and all the other associates of Krishna, the devotees of Krishna. So this is the mood, and all the devotees understood. Such was the anxiety of Saraswati. Then one of the devotees said, Saraswati, who has Krishna? In a hinting way, one of the devotees said, who has Krishna? Then the girl's eye widened and she immediately looked at Prabhupada and she said, Prabhupada. Then she immediately ran to Prabhupada and asked, Prabhupada, where is Krishna? Then from behind, Prabhupada brought out the deity and gave it to that girl. And she became very, very happy. And she ran away with that deity of Krishna. So in a very powerful way, everybody realized that Srila Prabhupada gave a demonstration of pure devotion. And pure devotion means the mood of Vipralamba. It is not the mood of, oh, Krishna is always with me. I am always experiencing the association of Krishna, not like that. The devotee always thinks, I am not qualified to see Krishna. And when will I see Krishna? When will I get the association of Krishna? That is the mood. So with this, Srila Prabhupada demonstrated that. And now what has happened is, now my PPT sharing has been disabled. So it will not come on the this thing, but I will open it for myself. At least I can speak to you from my, yeah. Now what do you see in the screen? You see my face only, no?
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, and that's what you will continue to see for the rest of the session. And I am seeing the PPT on my screen. I think it is good enough. Only thing in the PPT, in the YouTube also, this will not come. Anyway, so Srila Prabhupada explained this Vipralamba by a live demonstration. Then Srila Prabhupada was talking about the caste conflicts, which is rampant in Tamil Nadu. And he said we can solve it easily. And he said that we will do by giving Brahman initiation to all deserving people, notwithstanding in which caste they were born. Maybe born Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or untouchable, anyone, Mlecha, Yavana, all kinds of people, in all kinds of occupations. But we will make them deserving and we will give them Brahman initiation. So Prabhupada clearly made everyone understand that birth is not the criteria for being a Brahmana. A person can be born Brahmana, but he may actually be a Shudra by qualification. And so a Brahmana without qualification is called as Brahma Bandhu, a relative of a Brahmana. He is not called a Brahmana. Whereas a person born in any other caste, but if he has the right qualification, the spiritual master recognizes that and makes him a Brahman. After that, he is actually a Brahmana. We have already discussed in some other sessions that a person born in a dog-eating family, if he knows Krishna Tattva, he is competent to become a spiritual master. Yei Krishna Tattva Veta, say Guru Hai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Who knows the Tattva of Krishna? He is the Guru. Not a Brahmana who has got all the 12 qualifications of a Brahmana, but doesn't know Krishna Tattva. He is not fit for performing any kind of yajna. Whereas a Shudra who has the Krishna Tattva, he has the realization, then he is actually a spiritual master for the whole world, like that. So then Veeraswamy, the Chief Justice, he wanted to take initiation from Srila Prabhupada. But he said, I have only one problem. I am following all your regulative principles, chanting everything, but I am not able to give up tea completely. Very frankly, he admitted. Srila Prabhupada said, I don't mind. I can make an exception in your case. And Prabhupada said, we can initiate you like that. Next issue was some of the caste Brahmanas in Tamil Nadu, who have very staunch caste feelings, they objected to Srila Prabhupada. How are you making Westerners into Brahmanas? They don't have any proper qualification. They come from meat-eating, beef-eating families. They are cow killers. How can you make them Brahmanas? And they also had other objections, like they don't even chant the Mahamantra properly. Or also the mantras, whatever they chant, the pronunciation is not proper. With all these deficiencies, how you have given Brahman Diksha? Then Prabhupada very humbly responded by saying, that is why I have brought them to you. That is why we have brought them to you, so that you can teach them all these things and make them nice Brahmanas. So that way, without offending them, in a very gentle way, Srila Prabhupada made them understand that we can develop the qualifications. The real qualification is that you know Krishna and you love Krishna. The pronunciation, all these things are immaterial. Bhavagrahi Janardhan. Even if the Mahamantra is wrongly pronounced, but Krishna will accept it as right. So Srila Prabhupada made them understand that. So, and that was the end of Chennai visit. And there was one issue. Did I discuss with you this one? That is, Giriraj Swami talks about one Mr. Ramakrishna who was a Shaivite. Have we discussed this in the last class?
No, Prabhuji. Don't remember. No, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So there was one wealthy Shaivite person called Mr. Ramakrishna, a very religious person, very pious person, and who was our Giriraj was meeting him regularly. But every meeting, the issue would become almost like fighting, that whether Shiva is greater or Vishnu is greater or whether all gods are the same, because he was a Shaivite. And there would be hurt feelings at the end of every meeting. But when Giriraj Swami spoke to other people, the public, they said, "Oh, Mr. Ramakrishna is a very good man. He's a leader in religious functions." And Giriraj was becoming embarrassed. So he wanted to make one more attempt to meet Mr. Ramakrishna and win his friendship. But again they met, again there was dissatisfaction. So he informed our Srila Prabhupada, Giriraj Swami informed him, and he said, "Would you like to meet Mr. Ramakrishna?" Prabhupada agreed. So this meeting took place. So again, Mr. Ramakrishna started by saying, "Swamiji, we have been having some discussion about devotion to Lord Krishna and devotion to Lord Shiva. What do you say? Who is greater, Krishna or Shiva?" And Prabhupada replied, not about Shiva or Krishna. Prabhupada replied, talking about bhakti. He picked up the word bhakti. And Prabhupada said, this is devotion. It cannot be properly applied to the worship of Lord Shiva. He said, if you correctly see the meaning of bhakti, it cannot be applied to Lord Shiva. And then he explained what is bhakti. Bhakti means you have no material desire, whereas puja means there is devotional service also, there is service, but there is expectation for some return. So anyone other than Krishna, you can do puja, means you will serve them and you will have some expectation. But bhakti or devotion means you serve without any expectation of return. Like that, Prabhupada first explained the concept of bhakti to Ramakrishna. And then he said, so bhakti can be applied only to Krishna. Then Ramakrishna asked again, but is it not possible for someone to be a bhakta of Lord Shiva and to worship Shiva simply out of devotion without desiring any material benefit? Then Prabhupada replied, just follow this logic. Prabhupada is with full understanding, full compassion, full empathy, leading the person to the right conclusion. Just see how beautiful. Prabhupada said, it may be possible. Prabhupada did not say no. Prabhupada said, it may be possible, but generally not. So Prabhupada did not hurt Mr. Ramakrishna by saying, you are not doing bhakti, you are doing puja. He didn't say that. He said, generally not. Maybe you are the exception. He didn't say, I'm just putting my words here. Prabhupada simply said, it may be possible, but generally not. Just like, Prabhupada is giving an example. Just like when a person enters a liquor shop, generally it is taken that he is going for drinking, although there may be some exception. So Prabhupada is hinting that worshipping Lord Shiva is like if you compare to going to drink, going into a liquor shop. So a person going to liquor shop generally goes for drinking. Same way, a person worshipping Shiva is having some expectation from him, right? So very, very beautifully, without directly talking in a very hurting way, Prabhupada has made him think that, oh, there is something called puja and there is something called bhakti. And bhakti means without expecting any results, you perform devotional service. This idea has entered into Ramakrishna's mind. And then Prabhupada is saying, such bhakti is possible with Krishna, but not possible with Shiva. And then Prabhupada gave the example of Gopis' worship of goddess Katyayani. Goddess Katyayani is a Shaivite goddess, correct? So Prabhupada said, they worship, but they worship not for material benefit, but for devotion to Krishna. Again, in a very nice way, Prabhupada is dovetailing Shiva worship. You can worship Shiva and pray for Krishna. So very nicely he's showing the way without entering into a debate on who is greater. See, nowhere debate of who is greater is there. But when you go to Shiva, perform puja and request him, please connect me to Krishna, then it becomes perfect. Then that would be bhakti. What would be bhakti? Going to Shiva would be bhakti. If your prayer is, please connect me with Krishna, then that puja will become actually bhakti. And then Srila Prabhupada said, but people generally approach Shiva for material benefit. Although Mr. Ramakrishna was usually prone to argue these points, Prabhupada's answer satisfied him. So Prabhupada, speaking from heart to heart, soul to soul, and Mr. Ramakrishna became satisfied. However much Giriraj had tried before, he was not successful. So, but here Prabhupada was successful. And I think last time only I mentioned that one god brother of Srila Prabhupada who was in Chennai, he wrote a very strong letter criticizing Srila Prabhupada. That letter is printed here, but I don't want to read it. It's so offensive, such strong offensive language has been used. And Prabhupada was surprised and hurt by the extreme virulence of that letter. He has been accustomed to some insults by his other god brothers, but this was the height. So Srila Prabhupada said, please don't enter into fights with my god brothers. Just stay away from them and don't criticize them in your mind also. Simply avoid them. And Prabhupada said, these people who criticize the spreading of Krishna conscious movement are not of any use to us, but we should push on. We should push on like that. At the same time, another letter came from another god brother of Srila Prabhupada by name Puri Maharaj, Tridandi Swami Puri Maharaj. And he was a very good friend of Srila Prabhupada. And he wrote a letter saying, I have a small ashram in Visakhapatnam between Madras and Calcutta, and with innumerable satsanga dandavats at your lotus feet, I pray to you that you should come here and spend time with us. The citizens of Visakhapatnam are very anxious to have your darshan. We are exceedingly glad and eager to hear Sankirtana and the divine message from your holy lips. I hope the Sankirtana movement at Madras is attracting thousands of citizens. Like that very, very nice letter he wrote. And Srila Prabhupada then said, okay, we will go to Visakhapatnam. So we will continue here. So Visakhapatnam, Prabhupada was there in 1972, February 17th. And it was a small ashram on the beach of Visakhapatnam. And Prabhupada stayed in the room next to Puri Maharaj's room. And they were both Bengali people. Very nicely, they will be speaking in Bengali, laughing, joking, and all these things. The disciples will watch from a distance with great happiness. The two God brothers, how nicely the two Vaishnavas are exchanging love and Krishna Katha with each other. So they learned these lessons, how Vaishnavas should relate with each other without envy, with great affection. They are all engaged in the same service to Krishna. And if Vaishnavas cooperate with each other, that will be the greatest happiness to Krishna. In fact, nothing will give greater happiness to Krishna. Supposing we serve Krishna alone and we do very nice service to him, that will not please Krishna as much as if we assist another devotee who is serving Krishna also in a humble way. In small, small ways, if we help cooperate with other devotees without expecting a name to ourselves, that is more pleasing to Krishna than if we build a very opulent temple and hold some very big festivals for Krishna. That will not give him so much happiness. So this reminds me of usually in Bombay, in Chowpatty Radha Gopinath temple, there is one Pushyabhishekam festival every year. So that festival means tons of flowers will come to the temple hall, and it will be distributed all over the temple hall in huge baskets. And devotees will sit around each basket in groups, and they will take every flower and carefully remove the petals only. Whatever is left after removing petals, that is discarded. Only pure petals, they are collected in the baskets. Like that, hundreds of baskets are filled with multicolored flower petals from morning to evening. From morning to evening, this will go on. And in the evening, all the baskets are collected. They are taken behind the altar, and the devotees, who are the pujaris and others, they take these petals in hands full and they shower it on the deities of Radha Gopinath, Lalita, Vishaka, like that. And this process will go on for about an hour. All the baskets, multicolored petals, one after the other, they'll be thrown on the deities, and the deities will become completely covered in flowers, and again they will remove and again go on showering more, like that. And then Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he gives a lecture before this. In that lecture, he says, see here, there are devotees who are from IITs and IIMs and Indian Institute of Science or medical colleges, etc. And there are also illiterate villagers who are sitting here. And then there are very wealthy multimillionaires, and there are also people who are simply living hand-to-mouth existence. There are children and there are grown-ups. There are Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras from all kinds of cultural backgrounds. And what are they doing all day? They are doing the simplest of services. What is it? Simply removing the petals from the stalk of the flower. The base of the flower, the petals are removed, and you are collecting in a basket. So, the humblest of services. And this is what the most educated person is also doing, and the least educated person is doing. And at the end of the day, you cannot tell which petals were prepared by you. Everybody's petals are mixed together in so many baskets. You cannot distinguish one person's service from another person's service. They have all become combined. The efforts of hundreds of devotees are collected in these baskets, and there is no identification mark. Who did what? And then this combined effort of love is offered to Krishna by showering him with these petals. And this is what pleases him the most. People, there is no competition, there is no pride, there is no envy, and nobody says, oh, this is too low a service, I will not do. Or nobody is saying, oh, this is too high, I'm not competent to do nothing. Everybody is doing the simplest of service and offering the combined fruit to Krishna. And so that is how he explained the significance of this Pushyabhishek, which happens every year. The most important thing is cooperative endeavor without envy or pride. So like that. So here they were seeing how nicely the God brothers are moving with each other. One is Puri Maharaj, another one is Srila Prabhupada. And there is a third person, and his name is Ananda. He is also Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disciple, God brother of Srila Prabhupada. And what is this Ananda doing? Puri Maharaj is running the ashram. And what is Ananda doing? Ananda is simply taking care of the kitchen department. He doesn't speak English. He speaks only Bengali. And he is moving very affectionately with Srila Prabhupada and with all his disciples. Happily, he is cooking very nice prasadams, and he is serving them all. And Srila Prabhupada is sitting and happily watching. And he is serving everyone until they are fully satisfied. Variety of items, he serves them, and he doesn't eat until everyone is satisfied, everyone is fully fed. Then whatever remnants are there, he is eating that. And Prabhupada said, see, this is a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava means you serve others. So Prabhupada said, see how he is cooking. He cooks everything, he serves it, and then he does not eat until everyone is fully satisfied. This is Vaishnava, how he should act. He is more satisfied to serve than to enjoy himself. So this is what we sing every day in our Guru Ashtakam. Chaturvida Shri Bhagavat Prasado Swadvana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangan Kritvaiva Triptim Bhajada Sadaiva Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravindam. Guru makes these very nice offerings of 4 types to Lord Krishna. And after it is offered, it is distributed to the devotees. And when they are all well fed and satisfied, the Guru is pleased. Guru is happy. Guru doesn't want anything for himself. He wants everyone to be given the Krishna Prasadam, and they should all eat fully and be satisfied. So this is what Srila Prabhupada explained by saying Ananda. So humble, no pride, no envy, doing the simplest of services like cooking and serving, and he's satisfied with that. So you can never tell who is a greater Vaishnava or a lower Vaishnava. We should never try to understand a person's advancement in Krishna consciousness by the service that person is doing. Somebody may be a temple president, but may be proud and envious. And somebody may be just a sweeper in the temple, but he may be a more advanced devotee. Krishna knows. Nobody else will know. Somebody may be a great Kirtan singer, somebody may be a great Bhagavatam speaker, somebody may be a great cook, somebody may be a person, very efficient pujari who decorates the deities so nicely, everybody appreciates. But these alone are not the qualifications of a pure devotee. We should not judge a pure devotee in terms of the skills that they display. That is simply a minute spark of the opulence of Krishna. It is given and withdrawn. Some opulences are given to some living entities, and either when they die or when they grow old or when they are sick, these are withdrawn. You know, in Srimad Bhagavatam, how Arjuna is lamenting when he is returning from Dwarka. He said, the same Gandiva bow is with me, the same the quiver with the arrows is there with me, and I am the same Arjuna. But these infidels, they were taking away Krishna's wives, and I could not save them. They defeated me. So Krishna gave me the power when it was required. But once the Mahabharata war is over, Krishna has withdrawn. See, Arjuna is his most intimate associate. But even to him, Krishna is not saying, okay, you keep all these powers. Krishna takes away. Why he takes away? To benefit him only. So Arjuna becomes very humble. That, it was never mine. All these skills were Krishna's. He gave it to me for some time to use in his service. So none of us should think, I have some skill and now I have become Krishna conscious and I will use it in Krishna's service. We should not think like that. Now I will ask you this question. Then how should we think? How should we think? Please share.
It is Krishna's opulence, Prabhuji. Krishna can manifest in anyone at any time, and he can withdraw it at any time. And when we see others' opulence also, we have to appreciate, thinking that it is Krishna's, Prabhuji.
Exactly. Nothing is really belonging to us. So don't be proud of borrowed plumes. Like that, Srila Prabhupada would always say. This is a English proverb, English idiom. Don't be proud of borrowed plumes. You have borrowed the plume and you are wearing it on your head, very colorful plumes, and you are proud of it. No, you have borrowed, you have to return it. It doesn't belong to you. Like that, whatever skills and competences that we may have, they don't belong to us. Then how are we becoming proud? Prabhupada would always advise disciples that when any appreciation comes, instantly you should deflect it to your Guru Maharaj, to the Parampara. Even a little bit, if it sticks to you, that means you are falling. That can lead to your downfall. So for any reason, if anybody appreciates, actually it doesn't belong to us, correct? The problem is, actually it does not belong to us. Any praise, any appreciation that comes doesn't belong to us. It is all belonging to the Parampara and to Krishna. So if we wrongly take credit for anything, even a little bit, in the bottom of our heart somewhere, then we are in trouble. So this is the help that the spiritual master gives to the disciples. Take care. Don't become proud anytime. Nothing really belongs to you. Whatever you have accomplished or whatever competences that you have, everything belongs to Krishna. So like that. And every day they would go for walks, and different disciples of Prabhupada, they are recalling their experiences in the morning walk on the Visakhapatnam beach. So Yamuna Mataji says, Prabhupada never told anyone not to come. Everyone was free to join him on the morning walk, including Matajis and Prabhujis. And when they are taking the walk, when Prabhupada starts the walk, everybody knows what time Prabhupada will go out. So all the devotees from various rooms, they will all be waiting. When they see Prabhupada going, they will all immediately join. And on the way, there will be refreshing talk of Krishna, but the walk will be also brisk. Not that Prabhupada will walk very slowly, talking stories. No. Briskly walking and talking Krishna. And about 20 people are walking around Krishna. But everybody can hear somehow or other. Yamuna Mataji says, somehow or other, all of us could hear. See, all these things are actually mystical revelations, correct? How is it possible? On the beach, there will be the wind blowing, and 20 people means somebody will be a little away from Prabhupada, somebody will be behind, somebody in front. But still, everybody could hear. And Gurudas Prabhu, one day, he also wanted to join, but he was a little late, and they were already going, the other devotees. So he immediately ran out of the temple to join them without taking his shoes. If I take my shoes, they will be gone, and I will miss something. So he ran. But on the road to the beach, there were a lot of sharp stones, barnacles and rocks leading down to the beach. So Prabhupada saw him coming, and he was limping, lifting his leg very high and putting it down very carefully like that. And Prabhupada said, what happened? Why are you not wearing shoes? And he replied, Prabhupada, when I am with you, I don't feel any pain. Honestly, I only wanted to be with you. This is what he meant. This road is very bad. I know there are stones, they are pricking me, but still, when I am with you, I don't feel any pain. Prabhupada stopped and said, you know what Prabhupada said? Then why don't you cut your throat? Prabhupada is requesting him. Yeah, it doesn't pain for you, no? Then you cut your throat. Everyone laughed. And Gurudas Prabhu also laughed. Anyone knows who is Gurudas Prabhu? Recollect? He is the husband of Yamuna Mataji. Right? Husband of Yamuna. So then Prabhupada said, actually Prabhupada did not cut it as a joke. Prabhupada wanted to tell a moral. What is it? There is enough tapasya. Why create your own? That means all the tapasya should be in the service of Krishna. Whatever tapasya you undertake in your life, it should be in the service of Krishna, in the service of Vaishnavas, to push forward the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the parampara. Unnecessary tapasya, we should not undertake. That's what Prabhupada is telling. There is enough tapasya. Why create your own? So, there is a Mayavadi understanding of tapasya. There is a devotee understanding of tapasya. Can anyone explain what is the difference?
Hare Krishna. I'll try, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Anything done for the pleasure of the Lord is devotee tapasya, Prabhuji.
Right.
Tapasya in the devotional service. And
Right.
Mayavadi tapasya is unnecessary waste of time and burden for siddhis, doing Ashtanga yogas and all that, thinking that the Supreme Lord is a just light Brahman, something.
Yeah. So their Vairagya is called Falco Vairagya. Rupa Goswami says this is Falco Vairagya, where you are simply artificially withdrawing from all kinds of sense pleasures. Even if they are available to you, you have the necessary facilities and everything to enjoy, but you are not enjoying. You are artificially controlling your mind and senses, even though your mind is actually dwelling on it, but you are hiding it. Like Krishna would say, in Bhagavad Gita, the mind is dwelling on various objects of sense pleasure, but externally you are controlling artificially your senses. That is false vairagya. That's not really vairagya. The real vairagya is you are dovetailing everything in the service of Krishna. If something cannot be dovetailed in service of Krishna, you reject it. And whatever is there, you try to dovetail it in Krishna's service. Prabhupada gave a nice example once that one sadhu was walking on the road. On the way, he saw one long wire, and then he saw one dry pumpkin gourd, dried completely. And then he saw one long stick. He picked up each and every, by themselves, each of these items are useless. But somehow he collected them. And when he had all these three, then he tied the string, the wire to that stick and attached the pumpkin. And now he had a yaktara, ting, 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 and he's glorifying Hare Krishna, singing and going. So like the Prabhupada says, even useless things, you can bring them into the service of Krishna. And that is what a sadhu always does. And Prabhupada said, when I came to America, I found all of you like that. You are all useless hippies. But still, I tried somehow to engage you in the service of Krishna. And that is what a sadhu does. So, whatever favorable to Krishna, we accept. Whatever unfavorable to Krishna, we reject. Right? Anukulyasya sankalpo, pratikulyasya varjana. And that becomes yukta vairagya. You see everything as the energy of Krishna. It's a fact, right? Everything is the energy of Krishna. So, there is Krishna, and this material world is the energy of Krishna. Krishna is all pervading within the material energy, but he is hiding himself. He is not seen. But you are seeing the energy of Krishna. So when we realize the energy of Krishna is meant to serve Krishna, not to serve you and I. So a devotee understands, and then he tries to engage everything around him in the service of Krishna. So that way, everything becomes actually useful, not useless. Everything can be used in the service of Krishna in one way or the other. Then it becomes Yukta Vairagya. So Prabhupada is saying, this kind of Mayavadi kind of tapasya we don't need. Unnecessarily walking without shoes and unnecessarily sitting under the hot sun or standing up to neck deep in cold, ice cold water. All these things are not necessary. In what way they are, Krishna is not asking. In fact, if you see Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a story of the milk drinking brahmachari. Anyone knows? I would like to hear from you. Chaitanya Charitamrita, milk drinking brahmachari story. Hare Krishna. Anyone knows?
No, Prabhuji.
See, Mahaprabhu was displaying his night Sankirtan in Srivas Thakur's house. All night they would be singing only and doing kirtan and dancing. So others were not allowed. Only the pure devotees approved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were allowed to participate. Like the Panchatatvas were there and other pure devotees, associates of Mahaprabhu were there. But one day, one brahmachari came to Srivas Thakur and he said, please allow me to witness Mahaprabhu's dancing. I will not create any disturbance. I will just hide it. You just hide me. I will see from a corner. Even if I watch a little bit, I'll be satisfied. Please help me to somehow do this. And after a lot of discussion, out of compassion, Srivas Thakur said, okay, you hide in this basket, don't make any sound, and you can watch, and then afterwards I will send you away. And so this brahmachari was sitting, and Mahaprabhu started dancing as usual. And while the dancing was going on, suddenly Mahaprabhu stopped. And he said, there is some unwanted person here, and I am not experiencing the ecstasy of the holy name. Is there anyone here who should not be here? Everyone kept quiet because they did not want to point out Srivas Thakur has allowed somebody. They knew, but only Mahaprabhu did not know. And Srivas Thakur gave some evasive answers, but finally he confessed, yes, I have brought one nice brahmachari. He is perfect, actually. There is nothing, no fault in him. He is a pure brahmachari. And he drinks only milk. He doesn't eat any other thing. He lives only on milk. He's so great, very austere like that. And Mahaprabhu started roaring. And he said, get him out of here. He should not be in my sight. He should leave this place immediately. Then that brahmachari came out of the basket, and in a very humble way, he started going out of that place, going out. And on the way, he heard Mahaprabhu telling, do you think you will get Krishna Prem by simply drinking cow's milk? Is there any such way by which he can get Krishna Prema? It's not found in that way. You have to come in the association of devotees and should do your sadhana. That is the only way. Simply by performing some kind of austerities, you will not get Krishna. Like that, he was chastising. And this brahmachari, while walking out, he was thinking, I am so fortunate. I am so grateful. I got a chance to witness Mahaprabhu's amazing kirtan and dancing. I am so grateful. I am really not qualified. I am really not qualified. Thinking like that, he was going out. And he heard Mahaprabhu's voice from behind. Bring him back. Bring him back. Okay. And from that date, he joined the kirtan and singing and dancing in Shiva's house. Why? Because Mahaprabhu is in the heart of everyone and he knew the mood of this brahmachari. He was not proud. He was not thinking, oh, if all these people can be here, why can't I be here? Why Mahaprabhu is chasing me out? In fact, I am the most qualified person. Like that, he was not thinking. He was not upset when Mahaprabhu scolded him, but rather he had a grateful heart and he felt so much humility and Mahaprabhu called him back. So Mahaprabhu said, not because you are a milk drinking brahmachari that I have brought you in, right? So if that is the way, then every calf will go back to Goloka Vrindavan because every calf is drinking the milk of its mother. So this is not the qualification. So very clearly, Mahaprabhu explained, this kind of tapasya or austerity is very Mayavadi in character. What is the purpose? Are you trying to please Krishna by this? But this kind of austerity is not recommended for pleasing Krishna. Rather, you wake up early in the morning, you do your morning ablutions, you sit down for chanting, you complete your rounds in one sitting, and then you serve Krishna nicely. These are the things, austerity is pleasing to Krishna. Unnecessary austerities, that is part of Mayavadi arrangements. Okay. So Guru Prabhupada says, like that Prabhupada would always talk a lot of philosophy in these morning walks. Some things I could not understand. In fact, Guru Kripa Prabhu says, many things I could not understand, but I would just listen anyway. Although I cannot remember anything, I would just hear and hear, but it was not even registering. But I would walk behind Prabhupada and I was thinking, if I cannot follow his teachings yet, at least let me step in his footsteps in the sand like that. Humbly, he would be walking behind me. So you can see the mood of all these Prabhupada's disciples, they had humility in them. And by having the humility and a desire to serve Srila Prabhupada, they were able to make a lot of advancement because a pure devotee was always in front of them and they were able to make progress. And one Prabhuji is saying, Tejas Prabhu, in one morning walk, Prabhupada talked about the good qualities of a dog. Even a dog has its good qualities. What are the good qualities? Prabhupada quoted Chanakya Pandita. He gave 5 good qualities. Out of that, 2 are the dog is very faithful, number 1. And number 2, the dog is satisfied with anything, right? Dog is faithful to the master. And what does the master do to the dog? Nothing. Anything left over, he's just throwing to the dog. Some biscuit, some bread, some rice, that's all. But the dog is satisfied with that only. So Prabhupada then said, we should be Krishna's dogs. Just after describing a dog, these qualities, Prabhupada said, we should be Krishna's dog. So how to be Krishna's dog? We should be faithful to Krishna and our spiritual master and satisfied with anything. Whatever happens in our life, we should not become unhappy or complaining, grudging. No, we should think, oh, I did not even deserve this. But by Krishna's mercy, he has given me all these facilities and we should remain satisfied. We should not be greedy. We should not be trying to accumulate. Rather, whatever is given to us, we should remain humble and satisfied. So Prabhupada said that way, we should be like a dog. Then Prabhupada said a few more things. A teacher who gives education should not charge any salary. Teacher should never receive a salary. Same way, A pujari in our temples should not receive salaries. Why? They must work in pure devotion. A teacher, not only for spirituality, but even for material education, the teaching should be always free. In the Gurukuls, it was always free education. The paid education was introduced by the British. You know, when the Macaulay system of English education was introduced to India, that is when they opened these schools and classrooms and fixed teachers and batches of students coming, first standard, second standard. All these kind of situation came only when the Westerners came and they started charging fees. But the Gurukul system, the disciple will go for begging, and whatever they collect, they give it to the Guru Patni, and she will cook it and serve it to everyone, including the Guru and his wife, and they will be satisfied with that. There is no charging of fees. And same way, Pujari should work in devotion, and he should not take a salary, 2%. And same way, a Kshatriya, that means an administrator, should also serve free. And Prabhupada said, this is the mistake in our government because they are all getting paid. The administrators are all getting paid. Like that, Prabhupada discussed many things. So this is all Varnashrama. These are all aspects of Varnashrama. Here and there, Prabhupada is giving a hint. Just imagine if we had a complete Varnashrama, how wonderful life will be here. So Ananda Kumar says, Srila Prabhupada would ask us to go and take bath in the ocean. And once Nanda Kumar asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, is it not sense gratification? We go to the beach and the sun is warm and the water is cool and they swim and play. And is it not sense gratification? I thought in Krishna consciousness, we should not do sense gratification. And the spiritual master never encourages the disciples to become materially attached. But he always gives him whatever is needed to remember Krishna. So why you are asking us to go to the beach? How can I connect that with Krishna? This is only sense gratification. So how can I understand this instruction, Prabhupada? Then Prabhupada replied, the sun is there. Krishna is the light of the sun, right? Bhagavad Gita, he says. And the ocean is there. Krishna is the taste of water. And you are surrounded by Krishna. Above, the sun is there. And below, ocean is there. Everything is Krishna. So how can you say that you cannot be Krishna conscious? So Prabhupada reminded him. So even in the middle of what is apparently like sense gratification, one should always remember Krishna. So then another devotee asked Prabhupada, but Prabhupada, what about swimming? Is it not Maya? Then Prabhupada said, no, Lord Chaitanya used to go swimming all the time. He used to play ball. So you can go and swim, just make sure you remember Krishna. So when Mahaprabhu was playing and doing all these things, he was fully conscious of Krishna. So Prabhupada is recommending that in full Krishna consciousness is what actually is required. So like that, they spent time in Puri Maharaj's place and they had a very nice time over there. And eventually, when the time came for them to leave, before that they went to Simachalam temple. I hope you all know about Simachalam. It is about 5 kilometers away from Visakhapatnam city, and it is on the top of a hill, and the temple is actually carved into the mountain, and it contains a very ancient deity of Nrsimhadev, which was installed by Prahlad Maharaj. And it is also connected with King Pururava and Urvashi. And that deity, darshan is not available throughout the year except one day. That is Akshaya Tritiya. It will come now. And that one day only, that too for a few hours, you can see the original deity, a small deity standing Nrsimhadev. It's what is it called? Varaha Nrsimhadev. It's a combination of Varaha and Nrsimha. But he is in so much anger, the deity is always kept covered in sandalwood pulp, huge sandalwood pulp ball, and the deity will be inside. Only that one day that darshan is available. So Prabhupada took all his disciples there. They went in a car to the top of the hill, and then they entered the temple. As soon as they got out of the car, Prabhupada was very grave. He would not speak. And the devotees remember, whenever they went to any temple, the Prabhupada's mood would change. He would become completely grave, inward focused. he would hardly speak, and there'll be a very uplifting spiritual atmosphere of peace and joy around Srila Prabhupada. They went into the temple, they had to go down, and the walls were very, very thick. And they went down and they eventually reached the inner sanctum. And Prabhupada said, chant Narasimha mantra. And the devotees were constantly chanting, and they circumambulated the deity, and they took the prasadam and came out. And all the time, Prabhupada was manifesting such devotion. And Guru Kripa Prabhu, he says, I realized by watching Srila Prabhupada that what is the difference between him and us? He has not only learning, but he has devotion. We have only learning, but we don't have the devotion yet. In all these temples, Prabhupada would become very silent, very grave. And when he would speak, whatever he spoke would fill them with peace, inner peace. So they could feel it. So Prabhupada was constantly convincing us of Krishna consciousness. And not out of, he is not doing artificially. Prabhupada is simply being himself, natural, but that convinces the people about Krishna consciousness. So then in Visakhapatnam, Prabhupada also gave several public lectures in some schools, in social clubs. Thousands of people attended. And one time, one American anthropologist also joined in Prabhupada's lecture. Afterward, he was speaking to Prabhupada and he said, I came to India to study the primitive tribes, aborigines in India. I came to study them. So Prabhupada told him, you are wasting your time. Why do you want to study the primitive people? Why don't you study the exalted people? See this. Immediately Prabhupada is telling, why are you studying people who are not even civilized? Huh? They are forest dwelling people. They have no culture. They have no proper religion, nothing. They have no learning. But why don't you study exalted people? And Prabhupada gave one story. Prabhupada said, one time a poor man got one cob of corn, that American corn, no? And he started picking one by one the pearls in that and eating. Every one of the kernel, one by one, he was eating. And that took him the whole day. Why he was doing that, Prabhupada explained. Because he had nothing else to do. He's a poor man. He has no work, though no sense gratification. Simply he's having this cup, and one by one he's just putting it in his mouth, simply to pass the time. And Prabhupada made this American understand that is what you are doing. Why have you come all the way from America to study some primitive people? Why don't you study some person or group of persons from whom you can learn something? So Prabhupada was actually inviting him to join them. Anyway, we don't know what happened to that person. Then Prabhupada would sit in Visakhapatnam in his room, and he would not wear any shirt, and in the sunlight his healthy body was shining. So Prabhupada was very healthy at this time, 1972. Even though in between there were episodes of serious illness, around this time, Prabhupada was actually very healthy. And then he said, this is like Vaikuntha. What is Vaikuntha? There is always a very cool, pleasant breeze, Prabhupada is saying. So that is there in Vaikuntha. So Prabhupada would always talk about, chant or walk. All the time there will be Krishna, Krishna. That is how he spent his time there. And then he requested Puri Maharaj, please join our movement. Join our movement means become the leader of ISKCON. And you help me. We will go to the West and preach. Many times he requested. And then he said, from here we are going to Mayapur and Calcutta to celebrate Gaura Purnima, 1972. Please join us. Then Puri Maharaj agreed for that, to come to Calcutta and Mayapur, but he never committed about going to the Western world. So this is how it happened. Then that day, they had to leave, and the disciples of Prabhupada, they all went to the railway station. It was very, very hot. The train was already in the station, but departure would be after some hours. And the devotees sat there and they started singing Kirtan. And there was a coconut tree, and Shyam Sundar immediately climbed on the tree and he brought out one big tender coconut. And then he broke it and he gave it to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada drank a lot of it. the coconut water, Prabhupada drank a lot. Then he gave it to Shyam Sundar. And then Shyam Sundar drank from the same tender coconut. And he drank enough from that. Then Prabhupada said, give it to the Kirtaniyas. And there were 5, 6 of them. Then the tender coconut was passed on to them. Each one of them drank as though there is no sharing. No, they drank to their fill. And then they passed on to the next person. They also, each person did like that, drank to their fill, and then they passed on. But all the Kirtaniyas had also drank. And then it returned to Shyam Sundar's hand. And Shyam Sundar again drank it. No, not Shyam Sundar. It came to Guru Kripa finally. And Guru Kripa drank again fully. And then it was still there. So he turned it over and coconut water was still flowing out. His shirt even became wet. And it was not becoming empty. All the disciples were amazed. And Prabhupada was simply smiling. And all of them were chanting. They all became cool and satisfied. So finally, they entered into the first-class railway coach. And Shyam Sundar says, he and Prabhupada was in that first-class coach going to Calcutta. And Prabhupada all the way was talking and joking until 10:30 in the night. Then Prabhupada lay down to rest. And Shyam Sundar was on the upper berth and Prabhupada was in the lower berth. So after some time, Shyam Sundar switched off the lights. Around midnight, Srila Prabhupada sat up and called Shyam Sundar. Shyam Sundar, take dictation. 10:30 they had slept and 12 o'clock Prabhupada was up and giving dictation. And then Shyam Sundar is recollecting how lucid dictation he was giving. That means, see, sometimes if you and I are asked to dictate something, we will tell them, okay, right? No, change it. I want to say something else. No, like that. He says, Prabhupada never did that. He had such a lucid and coherent thinking that it was continuously flowing. So, Shyam Sundar says, actually, my conclusion is, we may think that Srila Prabhupada is sleeping, but usually he's not sleeping, but he's thinking of how to serve Krishna in newer and newer ways. So with this, we come to the conclusion of Visakhapatnam stay. Next week, we'll start Mayapur. They return to Mayapur and how the Gaur Purnima is celebrated in Mayapur. Those details we'll see next week. So thank you very much for joining. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai.
Jai.
Anything devotees want to say, comment, questions?
Very nice, Prabhuji. It's amazing how even the tender coconut became transcendental. Very nice, Prabhuji.
That is very nice, no?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Does anyone recollect a similar pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Avadvi?
Yeah, that mangoes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Planting the mango seeds
Yes.
and how juicy mangoes came out immediately and quenched everyone's thirst.
Correct. Every morning they would go on Nagar Sankirtan with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And around noon time, one day, they all became very tired. It was so hot. They were all hungry and thirsty. And one mango seed was there. Mahaprabhu just planted it. And immediately in front of everybody's eyes, one small plant grew out of it, grew and grew and grew, became a fully grown tree. And then the flowers came. Then the small fruits appeared. They grew up and they became ripened. And then Prabhupada picked up one fruit each and gave it to each of the devotees. And the fruits had no skin. And the fruits had no nut, no seed. And they had no fiber. That means it's practically juice, but fruit. And each of them ate one fruit and they were fully satisfied. 100% satisfied. They relished the fruit, each one of them. So like that, the tree was there for one whole year. And every day after Nagar Sankirtan, Mahaprabhu would do the same thing. And in another occasion, Mahaprabhu compared himself to a gardener. And he says, I have done the gardening. Now there are so many ripened fruits from this tree, and I have only 2 hands. How can I distribute? I want to give it to the whole world. And one fruit will be sufficient to satisfy the hunger and thirst of everyone forever. But I cannot do it alone. I want you all to come and help me. So this is Mahaprabhu's movement. Mahaprabhu's movement is all of us take those mangoes and satisfy our hunger and thirst, become completely refreshed, and then go and serve Mahaprabhu by distributing these fruits to everyone in this world. Every soul is struggling in this material world, and they are just waiting for this mango of Krishna Prem to somehow reach them. So Mahaprabhu is saying, I want all of you to do that service. So this will remind you of that. So with one tender coconut, Prabhupada satisfied the hunger and thirst of so many people. And Prabhupada was smiling all the time. Yeah. Thank you. So Rohini Mataji had some, okay, it's all answer. Varaha Narasimhadevi temple is in Simhachalam, just about 5 kilometers from Simhachalam. And it is such a beautiful temple. I have been there a few times. Very, very nice temple. You can all plan to go there because Mahaprabhu has visited Simhachalam. During his South India Parikrama Yatra, Mahaprabhu went to Simhachalam also. Okay. So shall I conclude this session? Hare Krishna, Vishwesh Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Happy to see you.
Hare Krishna.
What time is it there?
Time is now here at 6:45.
Morning?
Yeah, morning 6:45.
Hare Thank you. Nice to see you after a long
But at least I got connected. So far, connectivity was an issue.
Oh.
So now the new link got it.
Oh.
So I think I should be able to join for future meetings without any problem, I think.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward. So when are you back in Chennai?
I think in the month of May end or early June.
How is everything? What about
Everything's
mother?
fine. Mother, my sisters and brother-in-law are looking after it
Is
downstairs.
okay?
She's stable otherwise.
Thank you
How
so
are things? Thank you so much.
much. Yeah, it's nice. As long as we remember Krishna and
Yes.
we live in complete certainty that, oh, things are in the hands of Krishna. Why should I worry? God is in his heaven and everything is well with the world. Why should I become worried about anything, whether big or small? It's not our
True.
concern. So we can
Absolutely.
only pray for that kind of a consciousness. There is nothing else to pray for, actually. Just Krishna
True.
gives the consciousness to have complete faith in you, to have complete love for you. And nothing. What is there for me to ask? The souls have been created by the Lord as Atma Rama. They don't need. The soul has no need at all. It is the
Correct.
body which has got so many needs, but the soul is not the body. Soul is trapped in the body. And because of that, soul thinks, I need all these things. But actually, soul doesn't need any of this. Just as God
Yeah.
is always free, the soul is always free. But we are trapped in this illusion of body consciousness. So we are just praying to Krishna, Krishna, please liberate me from this trap into which I have put myself. Please free me from this trap. And once free, the soul automatically falls in the service of Krishna. The soul is so much attracted by Krishna's opulence that simply the soul wants to serve him. Like we see in the case of Sukadev Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami. He was a pure soul when he took birth. And he did not need anything. He just left home. But then he heard Bhagavatam from his father, and that brought out his buried love for Krishna. It came out. And then he became a devotee. So when you become liberated from bodily consciousness, then you automatically become a devotee of Krishna. All that you need is devotee association. When we have devotee association, then all these miracles automatically happen in our life. Thank you. Thank you, devotees. With your permission, I will now.
Family is fine?
Yeah, everyone is fine. Yeah.
Right.
Looking forward, when you come, we'll meet.
Absolutely.